It is a beautiful night out in Joburg and I am out for the evening, but before I do that, here's a line of what you can expect on today's Trendz Travel. I'm your host, Eloise Scoville. We start off with day 2 of our tour in the Seychelles. Then it's off to Singapore for a French cabaret. Turkey shows us their juggling skills, among others. And a brand new aquarium opens up in Switzerland. Day 2 of the Seychelles. We started our day early as we embarked on another ferry, this time from Pralin to La Digue. Arriving on La Digue is absolutely gorgeous, but it is only 9 AM and the sun is already boiling. It's a rush to get out of the sun, from the jetty and into some shade. The little island has a lot to explore, but if you don't make it further than the entrance hall, you would still have had a lovely experience. Good day, Trendz. Today we are in the sunny Seychelles on the little island of La Digue. It is the smallest of the 3 sister islands, and because it's so small, we can take a tour right around the island. I have my sunscreen, I have my sunglasses, and I have my tour guide, so let's see what this island has to offer. Because the island is so small, one can literally just hop on a bike that you cannot miss as you leave the ferry and start your own tour. Or you could do the cow-driven tours for small groups. I, on the other hand, opted for a tour that takes you straight to La Union Estate. In this heat, this is the better option, and the wind literally blowing through you is very welcomed. The drive to La Union is a breezy one, and as we drive, waving at locals and cyclists is sort of obligatory. It is a short drive, but long enough to take a few selfies. At one time, the main industry on La Digue was coconut farming, and it's had quite a booming vanilla plantation centered on La Union Estate. But these days it is run as an informal theme park and gives real insight into La Digue's colonial history. There is a wooden ticket office at the park entrance, which doesn't look too official, but since this is a national reserve, the park area is fenced and there is no other way to get in. The guides on the island are pretty hands-on and took us through the process of how it was done in the days of old. First, the fallen coconuts are husked. Husking a coconut can be done in several ways. The simplest, which is the one they use here, is to use a flattened stake embedded in the ground. The tip of the rod is ground off to resemble a flathead screwdriver and used to tear the husk and then twist out the husk in sections till the whole coconut is released. Since I was just watching, my guide insisted I at least get a feel of the protective fibers that surround the coconut. It's oily and matty, and it smells like, well, coconut.
Yeah, this what was Sony.
From here, it's just a short way away to the second and then third part of the process, as explained by my guide. It's not a long walk, but in this heat, it might as well be 10 miles away. So we sing as we walk to keep our minds off the fact that we are officially melting. The lime in the coconut. It is in this little room that the coconuts are cut in half and basically baked or burnt in a furnace-like house. This is the oven. The coconuts are placed on shelves and baked. The fire is made on the outside of the oven in a reverse chimney-looking hole in the wall. The dried out shells are also used as fuel for the fire along with firewood. Like I said, nothing goes to waste. We can't do all that and not take some time to taste the fruit of, well, of our guide's labor. This is the coconut, and I'm gonna taste it again. That's good. It's like coconut. Then back on the coconut oil trail. One of the highlights is the traditional copra mill with an ox that complements the culture of the island and offers you the chance to see copra being made. The ox, named Victor, is yoked to a large weight, harnessing what can only be likened to a large wooden spoon that essentially mashes the copra, squeezing oil from the coconut kernels.
Okay, every day I put 35 kilos of the dry coconut to get 10 liters of coconut oil. 35 to 10 liters.
35 to 10. Yes, you heard correctly. 35 kilograms of dried coconut only gives you 10 liters of coconut oil. We spent quite a while milling around the mill, loving on Victor and just being fascinated with the experience. Then was off to get some retail therapy. There is a little stall right outside the oven that sells wares made at La Union. Everything from pure vanilla essence to diluted vanilla essence, green saffron, vanilla tea and green tea, and of course coconut milk and coconut oil. Pure coconut oil. Coconut oil is like a magic elixir here that smells divine and has a million therapeutic uses, as I was explained. Can you
Yes, coconut oil is the only oil we have. For cooking, for your hair, for the skin, for massage.
How much is it?
Problems for toilet, you drink. For migraines, rheumatism, baby's fever. Long time there wasn't any electricity. They make a lamp out of it. They sell it 200 rupees.
It unfortunately is cash only. So all I could do was look, when all efforts to borrow money were exhausted. But I snuck onto another tour group and got to taste star fruit, so I was still happy.
What?
Star fruit. It looks like a star and it's a fruit. Hence, star fruit. It looks like a peach.
Tastes like what?
A peach.
From here, we were on our own to explore more of this plantation. The plantation house is one of the oldest examples of French colonial architecture on La Digue, but under the home is a little curios with swipe facility, and I was going to be able to buy something after all. The curios is filled with all types of Seychelles keepsakes, from artwork to shell and beaded jewelry, soaps to handcrafted tortoises, and the famous coco de mer on keychains and ornaments and handbags. Besides shopping, a short walk takes you to the Aldabra giant tortoise enclosure. They are literally everywhere. They are huge and steady, never in a hurry. Their lifespan is about 150 years and they weigh over 250 kilograms. You can feed and pet them and take pictures. They are not dangerous, unless of course you poke your fingers into their mouths. Of further historical significance is the old cemetery, which is also located on the La Union estate. Our walk eventually leads into the powerful, imposing rock formations that flank the narrow, unsusourced Argent beach across its 1 kilometer length. This is what everyone ultimately comes here for.
The sun is sweltering. It is entirely hot. I'm literally melting. But like Carl Deutsch and Shekinah said, let's take it back to the beach. And on La Digue, this is the most famous beach on La Digue, so I'm going to go and dip my feet in the water for a bit.
Here, the rocks, the green palms, the white beach, and the turquoise ocean blend in perfect harmony. This beach is so beautiful, it may well ruin all other beaches for you. There is practically no surf here. The reef extinguishes the ocean waves. The beach is very picturesque. Even an inexperienced photographer can take stunning pictures here.
So guys, I'm here in the waters of La Digue. It is gorgeous. It is bright blue waters. I can see right through the water. I can see my feet. The water's nice and warm. And obviously I can't be in the middle of the ocean without taking a selfie. So here we go.
Source d'Argent Beach is perfect for snorkeling. The water is crystal clear and multicolored exotic fish literally haunt swimmers amid corals. It is advisable to wear rubber slippers to protect your feet against coral, but other than that, it's the place lovers come to take those "we were on an idyllic island holiday" pictures, making all of Instagram world jealous. The view is endless and crisp. If you hid yourself among the rocks, you could be mistaken for a mermaid, and on an island this magical, it would almost be believable. Spending time here is relaxing and breathtaking, and the experience could get a lot more exclusive for you, as the lonely island not far from shore can be used for private sunbathing, at the right price of course. I had to settle for climbing the huge boulders and, in true Titanic style, calling myself the Queen of the World. But it's not over yet. A little distance further and you'll discover a hidden gem right on the beach. No island holiday is complete without a beach cocktail.
Hello, my name is Danik. I'm a barman at Fruta Cabana Bar. Here we do everything organic, everything natural. We work with fruits, mangoes, pineapple, banana, orange, everything from the island. And we also make nice fruit salad, coconut drinks, banana shake, rum, fruit cocktail. And we are located at Susdaja Beach on the last part, where everyone from everywhere comes to have a nice time and enjoy. From France, Germany, Italy, Austria, everywhere. Hope to see you soon on Susdaja Beach at Fruta Cabana Bar.
And that, folks, was my day spent on the beautiful Ladig Island in the Indian Ocean.
Now that was me in the Seychelles on a little island called Ladig. We've got more for you coming up after the break. Welcome back to Trendz Travel, and right now we're taking you to the east, where Singapore has a bit of a culture shock with a new cabaret. We also take you to a new museum, and they learn a bit of Western manners.
Singapore's iconic Marina Bay Sands has opened its doors to the French cabaret Crazy Horse, known for its topless female dancers. A decade after a franchise club failed in the conservative Southeast Asian city-state, the Crazy Horse Cabaret Theatre, a Parisian institute for 66 years, opened a club in Singapore in 2005 when the city was trying to spice up its image as part of the tourism revamp. The theatre closed its doors 2 years later due to poor ticket sales. This week, the cabaret was back with Forever Crazy, a compilation of memorable Crazy Horse routines from the past 6 decades that recently played in Australia.
I think it's the whole package. It's just aesthetically, with the lights, with the music, the choreography, the costumes. As a package, it was just really tastefully done. I don't think the nudity was something that I really thought about.
I guess everybody's very open-minded now, so it's good. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought you wanted to left earlier, that's why. My fault.
After the red carpet premiere, audience members praised the show, with some saying they hadn't even thought about the nudity, and others saying it shows Singapore was becoming more open-minded.
Do we ever tone anything down?
Crazy Horse Paris is not well known for toning things down. We like to tone things up. No, it's the original production. So as we've just performed in Australia for 9 weeks, that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're not changing anything.
So we do want to be respectful. We do not want to come across as being brash or anything. At the other hand, we also want to show the beauty of what we do, the entertainment value of what we do, and the uniqueness of what we do. So we try to be very much true to what we do and who we are, but also very respectful of the country we go to.
Arts, entertainment, and other forms of media are tightly regulated in Singapore, which the government says it's necessary to maintain social stability. Last year, a same-sex Peg on the Lips was removed from the musical Les Miserables after public complaints. Sex between men is illegal in Singapore.
So yes, it's different. It's not necessarily easy to bring shows of this nature, but because I think it's been understood that it's a piece of art and it's seen as art, we were, they gave us the entertainment license and they gave us the okay to do the show in Singapore, which is wonderful, really wonderful, because I think Singapore is ready for this sort of thing.
The show runs for 12 nights in Singapore before moving to Macau. It is restricted to those of 18 years of age and older.
Squatting on the side of the road, eating with mouths open, putting elbows on the table, all accepted behavior in Chinese culture, but they are frowned upon as bad manners in Western society. Australian June Daly Watkins, a well-known former model and etiquette specialist in her home country, has been educating mostly middle-class Chinese and has seen an exponential growth in demand for her classes in China in the past few years. At a luxury hotel in Guangzhou, southern China, a class of 30 Chinese men and women listen intently to Australia's Queen of Etiquette as she advises them on table manners, how to stand and sit, and even how to hug appropriately. Posture is key, says Daly Watkins, now in her 90s.
I mean, to hold a knife and fork is so, and to eat soup is so different to using chopsticks. And also I teach them they must have good posture. They mustn't come down and meet their food halfway. They have to have good posture, otherwise you'll see so many men and ladies who are old and shrinking.
Daly Watkins, who started a finishing school in Sydney, Australia in 1950, started her first etiquette class in 2014 in Guangzhou. Her 4-day crash course, currently priced at $5,400 per person, has expanded from Guangzhou to 5 cities across the country, including the capital, Beijing.
我也想像这样，能帮助到更多人，然后传承他的微笑文化，让更多的人知道怎么为人处事。毕竟现在中国在发展期，然后想真正的成为一个强大的国，不仅要从国家的政府、军事啊那些，还要国民也当然要一样强大，对不对？
我请你来一个不珍惜的姐姐，遇到
In the past years, I've seen Chinese behaving badly. If you know, the lift comes up and the Chinese get in before anybody can get out. The way they hold their knife and fork, the way they eat, that I see it changing. I do see an improvement, and I do see that they're learning and they want to learn. The ones who are traveling outside and the ones here today. Some of them haven't traveled outside of China, but they want to be the best they can be. And I think that is what China wants now. Here, all the attention is on the leg. All of this, James, is no, no, no, no.
How? Is that it, please?
This one, James. Tomorrow we'll do makeup, James.
Yes.
Look.
被我们赞助的一个学员，因为他们家是土著人。
Style remains forever. And it makes.
但是最近这几年呢，好像是有好多东西在那个年轻人一代身上好像丢失了很多。我觉得我们都应该把它找回来，因为我觉得我们中国嘛。可以说原来那么强大哈，但是现在呢，用我们的行动嘛，去感染下一代，我觉得很重要。
65-year-old Wang Lijuan traveled all the way from the southwestern province of Yunnan to attend the etiquette class. She learned about the class from her daughter, who said she was transformed by Daly Watkins.
The Palace Museum in Beijing recently launched a new digital exhibition, marking the museum's latest step to integrate Chinese traditional culture with technological innovation. To celebrate its 92nd anniversary, the museum launched a digital exhibition titled Discovering the Hall of Mental Cultivation. The museum began offering digital tours back in 2015 in order to expose more people, especially younger visitors, to China's rich history and culture.
通过这2年的发展，我们认为我们的数字技术可以走出去，这样让故宫的文物通过这种非常新颖、大家乐于接受，而且对文物来说是非常安全的这种方式，能够走到更多人的面前。这个就是我们进行文物数字化研究的这样一个设想和初衷，以及我们将今后的这种做法。
Another highlight at the museum this year is a landscape painting exhibition titled A Panorama of Rivers and Mountains, which centered around an 11.9-meter long Song Dynasty landscape painting by Wang Ximeng.
我们在展厅可以看到，我们的光线其实很暗，然后很多观众会说会不会太暗了？但是其实这些光线温湿度都有，就是一个专业的一个数据，然后都是按照那个严格控制的范围内，然后才可以保证这个书画一直可以保存下去。
Organizers hope the exhibit will give visitors a better understanding of Chinese landscape painting and the spirit of Chinese culture and art.
Impressive because in Germany, where we're from, we don't have such things basically, that it's so huge, and China is a very, very great and a big country, offers so much to see, so we try to see as much as possible.
The Palace Museum is one of China's major tourist attractions.
Trendz Travel is all about showcasing locations and experiences and showing what there is to see on the other side of the world. And right now we're going to Turkey, where we do a little bit of culture as well as entertainment.
Turkey's annual juggling festival celebrated its 12th year with jugglers, dancers and art lovers gathering to enjoy a joyful week at Sundance Nature Village in Antalya, Turkey. People joined the festival known as J-Fest and were encouraged to connect with their inner child, to be playful and creative. Jugglers of all levels practice the art form day and night with music in the background, adding joy to the environment.
Benim için jonglörlük aslında hayatta birçok şeyi aynı anda bir arada götürebilmenin basit bir oyunu aslında. Bize bunu bir şekilsel olarak anlatan ve içinde derinleştikçe felsefesi genişleyen ve hayatı içinde görebileceğimiz ve hayatta bir şeyleri düşürdüğümüz zaman tekrardan kaldırmanın yolunu bana öğreten ve hep hatırlatan ve bunun içindeki o dengeyi ve akışı bulmamda bana yol gösteren bir teknik aslında.
Throughout the week, jugglers enjoyed many concerts, performances, classes and tournaments. One of the most popular events of the festival was the Juggling Olympics. Jugglers got to show off their talents as they competed in a variety of juggling games.
Juggling sadece top çevirmek ya da çok teknik değil, bunun yanı sıra dans, tiyatro, müzik her şeyle etkileşime geçen bir sanat haline almıştır.
Many of the participants expressed the festival atmosphere was very welcoming, especially to beginners.
This is my first experience, and I have no idea how to start everything. And I was just playing, trying out, and there were nice people coming to me, giving me tips, and help me to practice better, and I really enjoyed that.
People were encouraged to add their own workshops to the schedule and share their talents with others in the festival. The festival co-founder believes juggling reflects life.
The Roman sarcophagus of Hercules was put on display for visitors at an archaeological museum in the southern Turkish city of Antalya on Sunday, a few days after returning to its official home. Swiss authorities ordered the Roman-era sarcophagus to be returned to Turkey 50 years after it was smuggled abroad. Carved with images of 12 labors of Hercules, the sarcophagus is thought to originate from the 2nd century AD.
1960'da kaçırılan bu Herakles lahiti 2011 yılında İsviçre'de bulundu. 2011'den bu yana yapılan müzakereler, yapılan görüşmeler sonucu Türkiye hukuk alanında da bütün tezlerini ortaya koyarak bu lahtin Perge'ye ait olduğu ispatlandı ve buraya getirildi. Bir fışkıran, kültür fışkıran, İslam öncesi ve İslam sonrası medeniyetlere ait
Antalya Müzesi son yıllarda birçok eski eseri yeniden kazanmıştır. Hükümetlerimizin ve bakan...
After a Swiss public prosecutor ordered the return of the sarcophagus to Turkey, the two countries agreed to display the tomb at Geneva University for 3 months before it was brought back to Turkish home.
A small half-built and roofed amphitheater from 2nd century Jerusalem has been unearthed during excavations below Judaism's Western Wall, the first such Roman-era find in the city. Israeli archaeologists said on Monday the 200-seat carved stone structure was found underneath a passageway leading to the raised esplanade where an ancient Jewish temple stood until it was razed by the Romans as they put down a rebellion in 70 AD. Unlike larger open-air Roman auditoriums, the amphitheater was likely meant to be an odeon for musical performances or a city council meeting hall known as a boleterion, the Israel Antiquities Authorities said.
For 150 years, archaeologists didn't know where these theaters were and basically posed all kinds of theories of where they may have been. This is the first time that a theater-like structure has been exposed in Jerusalem, so it's extremely exciting. And as far as its importance, well, it gives us an indication not only of the importance of Jerusalem, which we know is a very important city up until the destruction in 70 CE, but also subsequently when the Romans built their colony of Aelia Capitolina, their placement of a theater here basically indicates that this colony was an important colony.
The design was also likely to have been in use during Jesus' time. Work on the structure may have been halted because of a 2nd century Jewish revolt against Roman rule, the IAA said. The find abuts the site known to Jews as the Temple Mount and to Muslims as the Noble Sanctuary, as it houses the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex.
After about a year and a half or a little bit more, we all of a sudden came across the building that's behind me, a theater-like structure, which we had no idea would be here. And that's how archaeology works. Sometimes you have exciting finds that you know are there, and sometimes you find exciting things that you had no idea would be there.
The Western Wall, one of Judaism's holiest sites, is a remnant of the compound of the Second Temple that was destroyed nearly 2,000 years ago.
Visitors can now see the Colosseum as the plebeians, ancient Rome's lowest social class, once saw it, bar the wild animals and gladiators, of course. For the first time in decades, the top floors of the amphitheater, built to host gladiatorial contests nearly 2,000 years ago, have been opened for small groups of visitors. Back in the arena's heyday, the poor, women and slaves stood up or sat in the cheaper seats of the top tiers, high up and far from the action.
Amazing, very nice.
It surprised me, stunning view here.
Yeah, absolutely spectacular. It's really, really nice. It's something to see. You can't come to Rome and not go and visit the Colosseum, so yeah, definitely recommend it.
Today, their seats on the newly renovated 5th floor of the amphitheater offer exclusive views of the interior of the Colosseum as well as the historical sites outside the framed landmark. The 4th level of the Colosseum has been renovated, along with a hallway leading to the top terraces, and visitors in small groups are now allowed to visit the newly opened arenas.
And the Colosseum 4th and 5th levels have just been reopened after more than 40 years. And this breathtaking view of the arena from 40 meters high is now the arrival point of a new touristic itinerary.
According to General Director of the Colosseum Archaeological Park, Federica Galloni, it has been some 40 years since tourists were able to cross the top terraces and view the arena from 40 meters above. The Colosseum attracts more than 6 million visitors a year. There are a few places that we do recommend that you do take a look at. One of those is the Swiss Aquarium. Coming up after that, we take it to a Harry Potter museum.
The largest freshwater aquarium vivarium in Europe, Aquatis, will open its doors in Lausanne, Switzerland. Visitors will enjoy a trip across 5 continents, said Aquatis director, and will be able to observe 10,000 fish and 10 reptiles from Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania, and South America.
C'est vraiment un voyage à travers les 5 continents que les visiteurs vont entreprendre en venant à Aquatis. Et voilà, ils vont découvrir l'Europe, en particulier le Rhône, depuis sa formation glaciaire jusqu'au delta en Camargue. Et puis il va découvrir les autres continents, l'Afrique, l'Asie, l'Océanie, pour terminer le voyage en Amérique du Sud, en Amazonie.
20 different ecosystems have been recreated in 46 aquariums, vivariums, and terrariums, and almost 2 million liters of fresh water are needed to fill them.
La majorité des espèces qu'on a ici sont des espèces menacées ou en voie de disparition. Donc nous, ce que j'ai déjà utilisé plusieurs fois comme appellation, c'était de dire que c'était un peu une arche de Noé 2017.
The animals are spread over 2 floors in a space stretching to 3,500 square meters, with the tour ending in a 530-meter square tropical greenhouse.
En fait, on protège ce qu'on aime et on aime ce qu'on connaît. Donc Aquatis, le but c'est de faire connaître, justement faire découvrir toutes ces espèces qui sont peu connues, que beaucoup de personnes vont découvrir en arrivant à Aquatis. En plus, en pouvant s'approcher très proche des vitres, que ce soit des bassins, des terrariums, on pourra vraiment les observer de près, comme parfois on ne peut pas le faire en milieu naturel parce que c'est des espèces dangereuses ou des espèces qui se cachent. Donc on va vraiment apprendre à les connaître.
A few days before its public opening, a lot of exhibition space was still waiting for their occupants, but Aquatis promised the giant aquarium would be ready for first visits.
A new exhibition celebrating the 20th anniversary of the first Harry Potter books publication is offering muggles an interest in magic the chance to view rare memorabilia combined with historic artifacts referenced in the popular series. Harry Potter, A History of Magic, held in the British Library in London, features Potter memorabilia, including author J.K. Rowling's first annotated sketch of Hogwarts School, as well as a handwritten list of teachers and subjects. As well as the items associated with Rowling and the book series, the exhibition also features historic artifacts from the library's collection, including alchemist scrolls from the 1500s and Chinese oracle bones from the 12th century.
They range from some of her early sketches of some of the characters in the Harry Potter stories. I think it's fascinating to actually see how the author viewed her own characters. alongside which we have some of her notes, for example, her plans for writing the 5th book in the series, The Order of the Phoenix. And visitors to our exhibition will also be able to see some of the early drafts of some of the books. For example, a very early draft of chapter 17, one of the key chapters in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Very nervous.
The 7 Harry Potter books have been translated into 68 languages and have sold more than 400 million copies worldwide. The final book in the series was published in 2007, but the series spawned a series of hit films, a US theme park, and a hit stage play that have kept the franchise in the public eye. Rowling herself appears to have enjoyed the blend of a fictional world with the library's collection.
So that the Philosopher's Stone is an elusive thing. Not even sure what, in what matter it would come out as. But it's really an elixir of eternal life. And also, if you obtain it, you can turn base metals such as lead into noble metals such as gold. So it'll give you eternal life and all the money you could possibly desire. So it's a thing that the people would really like to get hold of if they can decipher these unusual alchemical symbols.
Can I get you to do that again? But could you lean ever so slightly out of the alcove? It doesn't matter if it's in shop, but also just so you can read it.
We have a section of the exhibition devoted to divination, in which we have some of the British Library's oldest items, including an oracle bone, which we can date specifically to the 27th of December 1192 BC. We actually know it was made between roughly 9:30 and 11:45 at night. It was made to tell the Chinese ruler at the time what was going to happen in the future. It's a form of predicting the future, divination.
The exhibition runs from October 20th until February 28, 2018.
And it's a wrap, folks. That's all we have for you on today's edition of Trendz Travel. We look forward to seeing you again next week, same time, same place.